But after school, all the young animals must get their rest. And when night falls over Wildwood Heart, it finds them snug and warm in their nests.
Now to sleep, now to rest, while the soft night descending covers all, great and small, till the new day is born. Deep in the shadow, dreaming away, soon you'll forget all the cares of the day. So to sleep, slumber deep, let the soft night enfold you. Mother's near, never fear, she will keep you from harm. Lulled by the night wind, close to her breast, now peacefully, lovingly, tenderly
Perry grew up thinking that all her neighbors were friendly. Then, quite by accident, she discovered the marten. Now, the marten is a large tree-climbing weasel. And its favorite meal is a squirrel. Perry was exploring the ground for the first time when she met the marten face to face. The marten chased Perry back and forth. Until Perry reached the stream and jumped in and swam as all squirrels do. A marten hates water, and Perry escaped, but she couldn't return to her home. She was lost and alone in a strange part of the forest, and now a new danger threatened, for this was the territory of the wildcat. Perry's life would have been over then and there, but a warning cry from another squirrel came just in time. Perry escaped by running up the side of a big pine snag and popped in the nearest hole and looked out. Down below, the wildcat was leaving. It was then that Perry saw the young fellow who had saved her life by warning her of the wildcat. His name was Porro, and he lived in a small pine tree nearby. Now, Porro had one weakness, and that was his nest. He spent all his spare time working on it, but somehow something always seemed to happen to it. Perry watched him from the safety of the friendly snag. Porro pretended he didn't see her and that chasing wildcats away was an everyday job. He hopped inside his nest made of grass and moss. Then, much to his embarrassment, the bottom fell out, and Porro with it. Down below, he watched his nest fall apart bit by bit. But Porro was a clever squirrel and didn't waste time pouting. He ran up an aspen tree and moved into an abandoned woodpecker's nest. But something was wrong here, too. he heard a strange grinding sound. Poor Porro. A beaver had selected this very tree to cut down, and down it came, Porro and all. Well, there was nowhere else for Porro to go except under the ground. It wasn't very dignified for a pine squirrel, but at least it was safe. And although he'd never admit it, he was near PERRI, who spent all her time storing pine cones and nuts in the big old snag.